Yo, what's good, gang? Today we're gonna delve into one of my favorite mangas and what I feel to be an important piece of literature for everyone. Without further ado, let's get into it. Have you ever read something and it stuck with you forever and ever and ever till you come to realize this is the most impactful thing to your life? If you have or haven't, let me add one to your life with this series. It's very rare anyone can make three pieces of anything and have them being equally good, whether this is in film, literature, music, etc. However, Takehiko Ino went three for three. Out of his masterpieces, Real, his latest series, is the most powerful. Real is an introspective read that follows the story of several characters. One being Nomiya Tomomi, 2. Takahashi Hisanobu, 3. Togawa Kiyoharu as the main three focuses, and also Yamashita Yasumi, who's regularly visited. Real on the surface is very misleading. I had just finished Vagabond and Slam Dunk, and I can't lie, I was stalling on it. I had no interest in wheelchair basketball, and the cover art threw me off. Not because they were bad, they were really great, but it pertained to like Y2K Black American street style. I was hoping he wasn't trying to incorporate that and be completely off. Then I thought, even though they're not black, it's very rare Japanese people mess up black culture in the pieces I've read. Eventually, somewhere in 2022, I finally said, fuck it, I'm gonna read this. Even if he misses, he has two like absolute bangers. No one has to go three for three. And that's when I finally opened this series. First, the concept of real. Real isn't your typical manga or even story at that. When authors write, they focus solely on one character, and the others might get traction, but never built on like another. Real is the only thing I have read or seen, but this happens equally. Without jumping timelines, without making it obvious they're transitioning to another character's point of view, without meshing things together and making it hard to follow, and all the other flaws in series that try that. Real is fluid and merges their lives and struggles together profusely. Essentially, this lets the reader to become fully submerged into the verse. It almost feels like you're living an everyday life in that verse. The premise and theme of Real isn't actually as advertised either. It's said to be a sports manga, and at that, wheelchair basketball. It's a rather small aspect of the series and visits it rarely. So, in that matter, it's a facade. But it doesn't hurt the story in any way because basketball is still what the characters share a mutual interest in. And it's still the underlying concept of the story. That is, three different student athletes who are fighting through three different mishaps at three different stages and outlooks of it. That's what really makes it special. Instead of going through the challenges of life with one character and it's slowly unfolding into the overall theme, Real focuses on all three at the same time, showing how each handles the struggle they're faced with in real time, making the story more compelling and seem contemporaneous, instilling the notion into the reader that everyone has something they're battling at the same time, emphasizing the true nature of living. First, the story uses Nomiya Tomomi. If there was a main character, he would be it. Nomiya's at fault for injuring the schoolgirl, that is, Yamashita Yasumi, and paralyzing her. What once was an aspiring athlete with big dreams is faced with guilt and regret, thus leading to him dropping out of school, in turn trying to make up for his mistakes by paying visits to her and getting her to open up. In turn, briefly revisiting her struggles and how she goes about it, while Nomiya also tries to fix his own life after throwing away what was working for him. Nomiya is a portrayal of delinquency when faced with a trying time. Moreover, he is a portrayal of life after school, the confusion of what to do with your life, how to use that time, you have, how to make your life mean something, all the haunting thoughts of adulthood after the absence of school to distract you from everyday thoughts that were always dwelling and looking upon you, eating the inside of your brain like parasites, all the problems you used to ignore, crashing into you at once. Secondly is Takahashi Isanobu. He's essentially the person in high school you would view as all-American, captained this sports team, and excelled in academics. All changes when his arrogance gets the best of him, trying to impress a girl, and then is met with the fate of being hit by a truck and becoming paralyzed. What once seemed like a perfect life, gone in an instant. Amidst the injuries, Takahashi Hisanobu's met with thoughts he's been blocking out of his life for a while. Primarily, the absence of his father and what it seemed like a picture-perfect family to him, pondering the effects of how his father's departure and how it shaped his overall view on people, whilst battling the stages of sorrow. Takahashi shows that even if all seems well, it can be taken from you in an instant. More importantly, it entails running from your problems will only catch up to you. They'll catch up to you at your lowest point, deteriorating you until every last bit of you crumbles in despair, until you find a new version of yourself and accept to bloom to that version. Of the three, Takahashi, reality is the most haunting, conforming to change into something you had no interest in while falling into the abyss of life. Thirdly is Togawa Kiyoharu, the final main character. Togawa is the light at the end of the tunnel. Unlike the other two, he's not in the beginning of his battles. Togawa was a top track athlete in his younger life, till he is forced to amputate his right leg due to a bone cancer. Although his battle through that is visited and focused on for a good bit, it's only to show the reader that there is a rainbow after the storm. Also, Togawa Kiyoharu is the only character who actually plays wheelchair basketball. Togawa Kiyoharu isn't all peaches and cream though. After coming out of a fierce battle with life and trying to muster the strength to support his body with his legs and the psychological warfare consisting in the journey, his ideology is forced to change. A character who is his own bully, due to the high standards he sets for himself. Although there is a lot of drive and heart in it, the trait is still toxic, more so as he expects others to share the same ideology. This becoming a lingering issue for him as he tries to captain his teammates and has to accept the harsh reality that in order to do so, he has to first captain himself into being a better person. Togawa shows the aftermath of battling such trying times and the scars it leaves on an individual. Although you might have won the battle, you have to ensure you win the war as well. This series holds a special place for me. It's the most lucrative piece of literature I have encountered, seeing as I relate a lot to all the characters' battles. It found me at the perfect time of my life. When I first read Real, I would say I was in the state of Nomiya after having just come out of the Hasunabu state. Even if you aren't in the stages of life where any of the three characters are shown to be, I think it still serves as a recipe and catalyst on how to tackle the things life throws at you. An important read for any person. That wraps up this video. This wasn't necessarily a review. It was mainly to serve as an overview to the series. I hope you take time to read this, and I hope it helps you as much as it helped me.